So from 2 to 3 a.m. till 8 a.m., what was the police doing?
The police did not allow the friends of the victims to come to the police station, and they have also questioned that what were the victims doing.
They have also charged him with section 304.
Yeah, in our own city itself, we have seen recently there was some kind of accident which involved. In the case of Salman Khan, we cannot say that he did the crime because the court have found him to be not guilty, although initially the court have found him guilty. Hi everyone, my name is Saurav, and today we are here to have a discussion on a topic which is a very significant topic because recently there was a accident which has happened in Pune. In that particular accident, a teenager who was driving under the influence of alcohol, he was driving his car at a very high speed and he killed two IT professionals. So we will just discuss about the various facets of that particular incident, and we'll try to understand like what are the legal aspects of it, what are the things that the judiciary did not do right, and how because of the social outrage the government and the police are taking the right course of action. So we'll start with the initial opinion of the people, like what do you think about this particular incident, and then we'll talk about other aspects of it. Anybody? Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I am Joyanto, and last week, it had been very unfortunate for all of us,
Yes.
like the way we have seen the tragedy that has happened. So, as a society, I think we are somehow very responsible for this kind of heinous act. And I must say that social media has come around with like a boon for us, which had highlighted the matter. Had there been no social media, like this case had also been one of the case which will be just be in the files. So, we are going to discuss the various parts of the case.
Yes. Anybody else? Yes.
Sir, like all we have heard that whatever happened in Pune, so like it's not very shocking for us because
Not very shocking.
not because we all have heard somewhere like that if because they know that if they have power, they have money, then they will be rescued or bailed.
And that has been the trend in the country.
Yes.
So many powerful people, they have committed this kind of hit and run, and they have escaped the wrath of judiciary.
Yes.
So in that way, you can say that a lot of people think that they can get away with any crime.
Yes.
Yes.
And they do just whatever they want. Like we have heard many celebrities also doing, and but they do not get the punishment that if the normal people is doing or middle class person is doing, they what the crime they are doing and they are getting, but they just get bail within, like we have heard that the boy that did the crime got bailed within 15 hours.
Within 14-15 hours, he was able to get the bail. And if it would have been done by any other person belonging to like a lower class or a middle class, then I don't think that would have been the outcome. Yes. What about you? What do you think? What is your initial opinion about this incident?
So the tragedy that happened last week, I would say it a very heinous crime.
Yes.
I would not only blame that kid who was driving the car. I would blame all our
The entire family.
all our society.
Society
We
as well.
fail as a society, as we can see policemen also, our law also. Nobody was able to save that two innocent
And even the
lives.
judiciary as well.
Yes, the judiciary also. Like everyone was against them.
Obviously. So let's just talk about like what was that incident and how did it happen. So as far as I know, what I've gathered from the news is that that guy was 17-year-old, 17 and some months,
8
and
months.
yes, and he was driving his car. He was driving his luxury car, that is the Porsche Taken. And he was driving at a speed of more than 160. I think the last recorded speed was more than 160 kilometers per hour. And he was driving in Pune after drinking at a couple of bars and spending a lot of money over there as well. And as he was driving, I think the area in Pune was the Kalyani Nagar area. And he was driving, and we have also seen it from the videos. That he was driving, and there were two people, the two IT professionals, and they were riding the bike, and he hit them from behind, and ultimately it resulted in the death of both the people on the spot. And after that, I think the people brought him out, and he was also beaten and then handed over to the police. So that is the incident. So, like, if you see, like, the entire chronology of the entire incident, who do you think can be blamed at the initiation? Like,
So in my opinion, sir, the starting would be his parents only.
yes,
Obviously, a child is his parents' responsibility.
Obviously.
And gifting us such a luxury car of 2 crore rupees at such a young age, in 17 years only, and also permitting him to drive that car. That might be having like he would also have gifted a driver if he wants to go
Obviously.
somewhere else. But as driver said, like he also informed his parents about that his son has drunk so much, but his parents only allowed that, let him drive.
Let him drive,
So I think
like,
in the first place, in my opinion,
the first
mistake
blame
is,
will go to the parents
go
only.
to the parents, obviously.
Yes, yes. And later on, I think they also tried to, tell the driver to take the blame as well. They tried to hide his offense as well. So that makes them even more guilty. है ना? And yes, for you, who do you think, who will you put the blame on?
Okay, I'm just going to, I'm coming into the question, but first of all, I would like to give my condolences to the family.
Yes.
For the departed
Yes,
souls.
we all want to offer that condolences to the families.
And like as Ritik mentioned, that we have failed as a society. So, and one more aspect of the incident, we can see that somebody poor who is being scapegoat in the situation, he is making a scapegoat. And you see how the rich and influential person can influence anybody by their money. So, and one of the other incident we can see, like this is the common trend of the society. And as we have seen, like the youngsters particularly, and they are trying to act as you are, they are trying to act as adult, even becoming very mature. So the same thing happened with the guy in the age of 17 years. This has been a particular trend in the posh areas that they are going to drink. So the same thing happened with the guy, and it could be the upbringing of the guy
Yes.
itself, which has
and the
spoiled-
environment in which he is living. The social media influence as well.
Right,
The social media, you know that what kind of platform it has become. It has become a platform for showing of your wealth or your status and what new things you are doing to show yourself as different from other people. And a lot of people are indulging in these kind of activities just to make a separate identity. So I think that is again can be the blame could have been on social media as well because of the trend that they try to portray. Yes.
So this has only been the highlighted case. So I think this kind of cases are happening every day, but this is one of the most highlighted case. And thanks to the social media, that from this case, many of such careless person who are doing these things every day, they might get a lesson.
Yes,
That
yes.
if they are doing this,
both aspects are there for social media. I think both aspects are there, the good and the bad. Ultimately, the conversation that we are continuing is that who do you think you are going to blame, like, for this particular incident?
So first of all, I would not blame, but I would say that the parents should take more care about their parents from now, because they should take that what their kid is doing, and even before becoming an adult, they are giving such kind of
Facilities.
car, such kind of facility, such kind of privilege, and it is
Privileges.
absolutely spoiling the kids because
Yes.
they are not facing the difficulties of life.
Yes,
They
yes.
are born with a like
No,
silver
but again,
spoon.
the question here is that a parent who is very influential, who has a lot of wealth, should they purposefully put their or let their child go through a lot of struggle in life? Do you think the parent should behave in that manner, or because I have struggled all my life, I have acquired a lot of wealth, so I should let my child enjoy all the wealth? What do you think is the right kind of parenting?
Actually, the right kind of parenting here would be like not giving everything what he wants, but whatever he is capable of, we should give him only that. And after that, he becomes adult. Once he learns the value of money, you
Yes.
can give him, and he will ensure that the thing is used in a right way.
Yes. So basically, he should understand the value
value
of
of-
things.
yes.
And he should be given the right values since the early age. And I think here the parents have failed in their duty to provide the right values to the child. Because again, the problem is that even if you give the right values, although we are not parents ourselves, but we also understand that if you don't give the right values, even if you give the right values to the child at the early age, if he is not having the right company around him, if he's not having the right kind of friends around him, then obviously because of peer pressure and because of other things as well, he will learn these kind of things, and eventually he will be committing these kind of offenses which are there. Yes. What about you? Who do you think can be blamed for this incident?
Sir, according to me, like, firstly, parents can be blamed because he was he was underage also when he was consuming all alcohol, and
Yes.
he was driving these so much like he was driving the car. And secondly, the bartender also that served the bar
Alcohol, yes.
to the child.
Yes,
Like
yes.
if they know the age, they should be.
Obviously, they were doing it for money.
Yes.
Because he was spending a lot of money and that was a lot of business
That's
for
why
them.
they also got arrested at
Exactly,
the
exactly.
end. And here's our system also, because if he's not driving for the first time, he would have driven before also.
Obviously.
And then if he is not caught before, that's why now he had made the crime. So here, even us also are responsible. If we are seeing and we're not raising our voice against the crime, so we also are responsible in some or other way.
Then in that way, everybody is responsible. Okay, we have all talked about like who can be blamed for this particular incident and what was the incident. Let's talk about what are the laws that he violated. And after that, we'll also talk about what are the major incidents which has happened in our country regarding involving these kind of high-profile individuals. So the first thing that comes to my mind when we talk about the laws which are there is the Motor Vehicles Act. The person who was driving at a very high speed, the person who was driving under the influence of alcohol, obviously he violated a lot of sections of Motor Vehicles Act. One of the sections which comes to my mind is, I think, section 181, where he was driving without a valid driving license. And let's elaborate. Let's talk a little detail about this particular topic, because even in our city, in Dhanbad, we have also seen a lot of young people in the age of 15, 16 maybe, if sometimes even younger, because their parents or their friends have enabled them, they are also driving, they are also riding their bikes at a very young age. So do you think, what do you think is the reason behind it, and how can we stop this from happening? Because again, this is a violation of section 181 of Motor Vehicles Act.
Like, sir, the main reason for children driving underage is the peer pressure also. Seeing their friends doing the same thing, they also want to do that thing and they want to experience, because in the like 13 to 16 years of age is like a very
Vulnerable age.
And social media also, like people are posting things with the car, and so from there also they get
influenced as well. So I think because of the peer pressure they are doing it. Yes. Who do you think is responsible for that, and how can we stop this from happening?
Actually, the age that we are living in, where the things are getting very, very glamorized, even particularly from the social media.
True.
And the age of particularly from like I may say 14 to 20, that is the particularly as a teenager, where there is an adrenaline rush and everything gets into hot, and like you may say that yes, why can't I do that? And where we don't want us to be abided by the rules, and when we just want to go scot free.
Yes, and
No matter.
at that age, I think violating rules or breaking rules, it is portrayed as something which is very,
sign of
classy,
masculinity.
or something, a show of masculinity, a show of, manhood or manliness, and all that kind of. And so I think there are other words as well, alpha, sigma, beta, whatever those words are. So yes, so that is, I think that kind of wrong values the teenagers are getting, and I think that is motivating them to undergo or indulge in these kind of activities. Yes.
So one more thing that I could say, like these days, particularly in the schools, so some things are very, very portrayed, like the kids from some movie that has come, like Student of the Year, I may say, that from there it started that getting in the school, it is like an act of a cool act. And even
what kind of act?
Like a cool act, showing them portraying yourself very cool, like
Achha,
coming
achha,
into getting
all right.
Getting into a fancy car and coming into the school.
Yes.
And some days back I saw some videos where there was a convoy of kids, there were a convoy of vehicles, and they were in the luxurious car opening their rooftop, and they were just enjoying. And it has like it was the occasion of their school's farewell. It was their school's farewell occasion.
I would say that again, I may differ to you on this particular topic. I think as long as they are not disturbing other people and they are keeping it to themselves, then that is fine. Or if it is for one day, their farewell, so people want to make it a highlight of their year or highlight of their life. So they may indulge in something like that. But as long as they're not affecting people, I'm all right with it. What is your opinion? Yes.
Like yes, it is all right if the car is driven by somebody who is experienced, or if the car is driven by a chauffeur.
Obviously.
But if a student who is just class 10th pass, or even not have passed class 10th,
If he's driving, then it
if
is a
he's
violation of
driving,
rule. Yes. He
Actually,
should
it
be
is a
arrested
violation
for that.
of rules.
Exactly.
And even from that incident, the principal of the school said like, we are not responsible.
Again, what do you expect from the school?
Yes, certainly,
Because
certainly.
the moment the student goes out of the gates, he is on his own. He will decide what is right and what is not right for him. Yes. What do you think about it? About the people who are driving at like very very young age, they are driving violating a lot of rules.
So first of all, as sir said that this case was not new, and it has been happening all over India,
Yes.
every day, every part of India, and all thanks to social media that it came to
Limelight, yes.
that we are able to see what is happening.
Yes.
And if social media was not there, it would happen the same, like we have seen that in 15 hours he had get bail. Every day somewhere
Something like that is happening.
someone is doing something wrong, and because of money power he is
They are getting acquitted. Yes.
And so secondly, I would like to say, like you are saying that this is adrenaline rush that they
Yes.
are showing off, but who is giving key to children?
No,
They are not
obviously.
earning, they are not capable of purchasing car and showing off. This is their parents'
But
car.
yes, I'll interrupt you here and I'll say that because of the recent trend on social media of showing off your luxury vehicles, initially we all thought that all the people who are showing off their vehicles on social media are actually owning them. But later on we have found out that a lot of good personalities, I'll not take any names on social media, but a lot of people who are very very famous, they are actually renting these vehicles.
Yes, sir.
And just to show off, or they are buying it second hand and then they are reselling it. So I think that has enabled them, and a lot of the time it is not just the individual who wants to do it, or maybe his parents are not
Yes, sir.
capable enough to fund for that part, but his friends, maybe they are providing all the funds for that individual. So maybe ultimately if you not say that not every child is responsible, but some of the parents are actually responsible for this
sir.
particular incident.
Obviously, and children should also be this much sensible that what is right and what is wrong at such young ages. They should not be influenced by social media.
Yes,
Platform
but again, you cannot
to
expect
show.
them.
Yes, sir.
We
Obviously,
can all say
cannot-
that this is not, this should not
Yes,
be
sir.
happening. That should not be happening. But we all know that will continue to happen,
Yes,
as it has been happening for a long time.
So it totally depends upon their parents and the
the
Indian
nurturing
law,
the values
that how
that they get.
strictly that they will implement the law so
Yes.
that this will not happen.
Exactly. Ultimately, everything boils down to the values that the parents have given to the child. If the child is committing that thing, then ultimately you have failed as a parent. The entire blame, I would say, will fall on the parent only. So now coming back to the conversation, I would also want to discuss on one more section that he violated, and that is I think section 185 of the same Motor Vehicles Act, in which he was driving under the influence of alcohol. And again, underage drinking is very common in our city as well and in other cities as well across India. So again, let's fix certain responsibilities on certain individual for that. Who do you think again is responsible for this underage drinking? And how can children as young as 15, 16, 17 are able to access that too at a public place? It is not as if that they are drinking it in the confines of their home. They are drinking publicly and nobody is raising a voice against them. So again, who do you think is responsible and what can we do to stop such certain things from happening?
Yes, certainly. First of all, I would start with the section 185 that you have highlighted.
Yes.
It certainly covers that a person cannot drive under the influence of alcohol or any kind of intoxicant drugs.
Yes.
Even if he is caught doing so, if it is his first time, he will given 6 months of imprisonment or rupees 2,000 as a fine. And subsequently, if he does that again,
he will be
imprisoned for the 2
longer
years.
term. Yes, 2 years.
For the 2 years, at maximum 2 years, and with some fine also. Okay, so while talking about this alcohol, so first of all, like as a society, and we have seen like these kids are getting influenced by Bollywood and certain industries where they have particularly highlighted that drinking is not at all something very different. where people can make merry, people can jolly by having drinking. So this is all like they have made it by their own, but it is some like people are misjudging it. People are taking it other way. They are drinking it to make themselves cool in front of us.
Again, to show themselves.
To show themselves.
So ultimately, again, that can be attributed to the social media. So that the trend of drinking among the children that have increased because of the portrayal by a lot of people in the social media, as it is something which is very cool. And if you are cool, if you are somebody good, if you have a lot of masculinity, you should drink. This is something which is a trend which is being shown again on social media. So social media can be responsible for that, but he is getting money from the parents only.
Yes.
And he's drinking outside. So it is the problem of the pubs and the bars and all those shops, all those restaurants where this is being served without asking for the valid license. So yes, what is your opinion?
Lawmaker has done their job.
Yes.
They have make many laws, like for pub also and for alcohol shops also, that without seeing the proper ID, they are not allowed to give drinks
To people, yes.
or alcohol to young age children.
Yes.
But we can people who are responsible to see that laws are happening correctly
Are
or
being
not.
implemented or
I
not?
would,
Yes.
like police officers are responsible.
I
in
think,
my opinion.
I think in a way that these police officers or the people who are responsible to implement these kind of laws, I think they are hand in gloves with the restaurant owners.
Yes.
And they are getting regular income from that, such that they do not do any kind of raid or they do not inspect actually. So ultimately everything can be bought and sold in India. This is the system which is prevailing in India. So I think a lot of the time when the social media is doing that outrage, when there is a lot of pressure on these people, they act in that case only.
Yes, sir.
And if the issue is not highlighted, everything will be put under the carpet and it will be brushed aside. I believe that is the case.
So we have seen that in Pune case also.
Yes.
Everything was
Happening.
they are trying to hide under
Exactly.
the carpet.
Exactly.
But as it
And I
came in limelight.
this morning, so even today, in the morning itself, I have read the news. In fact, there are two government doctors, they were also being investigated that they have manipulated the blood sample reports. They had shown that he was in the blood report it was not having any alcohol, but it was. But I'm sure if they have manipulated the test result, that means that it must be that the guy's blood must be having alcohol. And the incident actually took place in the middle of the night, and the FIR was launched at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yes, sir.
So there was a lot of time gap. Suppose the body was also received. There was dead bodies as well, and the people who had beaten that particular child, they had handed over that boy to the police officials. I think somewhere around 2 to 3 a.m. at night. So from 2 to 3 a.m. till 8 a.m., what was the police doing? I'm sure they were negotiating. And I have no qualms in saying that they were negotiating for the price, that if you give me the right prices, we will manage everything and your child will go scot-free.
And so we have also seen MLA of that area has also come to the
Police station
in morning
to manage.
to negotiate. And after that he said that I am the public
Yes, and
representative.
Yes, and I have to come when the public is in problem or in danger. I think he is only concerned with the rich people's danger or rich people issues. I think a lot of time poor people come, nobody is there to represent that particular individual.
It was also reported that the boy was served with biryani and pizza
At the police station.
Yes, sir.
Just imagine.
And
although, is it substantiated? Is it has it been
No,
the
sir,
evidence,
was
or it is just
reported. The
something
police
which was there in the
person-
news?
Yes, sir, it was there in the
news,
news
okay.
at first, and it was also there that they have taken the blood sample very late.
Very late,
like
yes.
after boy eaten the pizza, biryani, everything.
Just such that it goes out of the system.
Such that alcohol get dissolved in the blood, so that it will not come into the
I'm
report.
sure we are not very experts in these matters. We are basically discussing on whatever has been there in the public domain, whatever we have read or whatever we have seen on the news. So, but from what we have seen and what we have read, we can clearly say that it is the child is responsible. He is guilty, and the entire system, whether it is the police initially or the local representative, his parents, and all the government officials, they are trying to shield that boy from any kind of action. So that is again thing, everybody is hand in gloves. So all the rich people have joined together. So yes.
So the most ridiculous thing that I have read on the internet, like while the dead bodies of victims were being taken to the police station and where such investigation was to be taken place, the police did not allow the friends of the victims to come to the police station, and they have also questioned that what were the victims doing.
Okay.
They were also questioning upon the relationship of the victims.
Just imagine the insensitivity.
The insensitive and the how like I may say the what a ridiculous situation that is, and how awful it to be like the two person who has died of the accident, and we are questioning
them basically.
and we are questioning even the dead persons, like what was their relation.
They are not there to defend themselves. You are questioning them, and we all know that this thing, whatever we are discussing, it will happen again. And there will be a lot of debate. Again, there will be a lot of limelight, a lot of protest and all that. But again, no, for some time the issue when it is in the limelight, people are going to take action. The moment the limelight goes and there is one more incident which is happening somewhere else, people are going to forget. That is how these people operate actually in India. Yes. Now let's talk about certain individuals or certain high profile cases that has happened in the past and which are similar to the kind of accident that we have seen. The most famous that I remember, I think, is Salman Khan in 2002.
Yes,
when he was, I think, he was driving. Again, I should not say that he was driving because the courts have also acquitted him in 2015. But it was alleged that he was driving the car under the influence of alcohol and he ran over, I think, 5 people, killing 1 and injuring 4 people. And later on, I think he was found guilty as well. He was given punishment for 5 years sentence, but later on the Bombay High Court, I think, acquitted him as well. If anybody has seen the chronology or have followed the case, they would know that there was some part of guilt on his behalf as well. Whether it was forced on the driver and what happened outside the court or inside the court, we are not aware much. But I think over there again there was some kind of culpability over there as well in the case of Salman Khan. Yes.
So obviously these high profile cases settle outside the court.
Yes.
One example is in 1993. Puru Rajkumar. Son of actor Rajkumar.
Rajkumar, the famous actor of that.
Yes,
I think he was a very patriotic actor.
Yes, sir.
I think there was a movie Tiranga. He acted in that as well. Sir. He was the military general in Tiranga. Yes.
So
his son.
Yes, sir. Yes. So in that he killed three people.
Yes.
By running over them.
I think he also did it in Bandra only.
Yes, in Bandra only. And later the case was settled outside the court by giving some lump sum money to victims.
And no action was taken against him.
Yes, sir, and no action was
taken. He lost his career as well. I don't think initially he had acted in certain movies.
Yes, sir.
But after that he was not given a lot of opportunities. So Puru Rajkumar, like Salman Khan, is also an example itself. Although Salman Khan, in the case of Salman Khan, we cannot say that he did the crime because the court have found him to be not guilty, although initially the court have found him guilty. So on that basis, at least we can say that there are some evidence of him committing the crime as well. Yes.
So one more highlighted case is of Sanjeev Nanda case.
Yes.
That happened in 1999.
Yes.
Actually, we see that these cases are happening from very rich and influential family. Actually, the grandfather of Sanjeev Nanda, he served in very high post.
I think he was an admiral.
Admiral
in the Indian Navy. Yes.
Indian Navy.
Yes.
So actually, he hit 6 persons and 3 of them were police officers.
Police officers, yes. He was driving his BMW, I think.
BMW, right.
Yes, in Delhi.
In Delhi itself. Yes. So, like we can see that how
was he sentenced? I think initially he was acquitted. Later on, he was found guilty and he was given, I think, 6 to 2 years of imprisonment. I'm not sure about it. So again, why we are talking about these cases? We are talking about these cases because this involved high-profile people. So that's why these cases get highlighted as well. On a day-to-day basis, there are multiple accidents which happens on road, on highways as well, but nobody talks about them because they involve very regular or very less famous people or middle class people to a certain extent. So I think this is the reason why these cases are highlighted. But the thing that we should talk about is the limited action taken against these people.
These people,
है ना?
right.
Like Salman Khan got scot free. Maybe he did the crime, maybe he did not, but he got scot free. Puru Rajkumar, he also got scot free. In the case of Sanjeev Nanda, he got, I think he was
imprisoned for I think 2 years.
2 years.
And yes.
And in 2012 he was convicted. 2012, the incident happened in 1999. After 13 years he was convicted. Just imagine. And 2 years for killing multiple people. Again, that is a very, very limited punishment that the people are getting over there.
And the most outrageous thing that has happened in India is
Yes.
because of the sentence that is delivered, or the kind of judgment that was given by the
Yes,
judge
yes,
in this
yes.
case itself,
Yes,
that has
yes.
caused the most outrage.
Exactly.
And people
No
are
doubt
very
about it.
dissatisfied. People are very unsatisfied that how can a judge let him go by just writing a 300 words essay.
Yes, and getting counseling and
getting counseling.
multiple, I should not even talk about the kind of sentence that he got, because it was so stupid and so lenient that we should not even, it feels very weird to even talk about it. That how stupid those sentence or those terms of his bails were, that he should write an essay and he should undergo some kind of counseling, and he should also indulge in some kind of community service. So that was done by I think there was a judge in the Juvenile Justice Board.
Yes, sir.
And as we know in our country that a person who is below 18 is considered to be juvenile.
Yes, sir.
है ना? But if the nature of the crime is very heinous,
Yes,
so
sir.
even if a person is above 16 and he is below 18, but the nature of the crime is very heinous,
Yes,
he will be tried as an adult. So in that case, I think the judge treated him as a juvenile.
Yes, sir.
And but now, after a lot of hue and cry by the people, by a lot of protest, finally is saying in the public domain that we are going to treat him as an adult.
But
So,
sir,
yes.
they have write 2 letter regarding that, but both the letter has been discarded by the court that
Okay.
they will treat him as a
Juvenile only.
Yes,
Achha,
sir.
is this the latest update?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It was there.
Uh-huh.
And
I think yes. Now they are trying to go to the court directly,
Yes,
not
sir.
the Juvenile Justice Board. They will now treat him or try him in a court of law.
so might be it happen now.
Uh-huh.
And sir, they have also charged him with section 304.
Yes.
Which is culpable of
Yes, the Indian Penal Code
genocide.
का section है 304, in which it is a culpable homicide not
Homicide.
amounting to murder.
It's a heinous.
It's a heinous
heinous
charge which is being
Yes, sir.
put on him.
And sir, regarding that judge.
Who had passed this sentence?
Essay writing and everything. Pune people also protested in a very interesting way. Like they in the car crashing area, they gathered there and write an essay on car crash and my favorite car.
Wow.
So they protested in that way. I have read in news. So I think this is a good initiative.
Yeah. This is a tight slap on those people.
Yes,
This is a tight slap on those judges, those police officials, those bar owners, his parents as well, who are indulging in this, and because of whose help that child was able to do all this, and also got scot-free from the Justice Department and the Police Department. Yes.
Actually, we all are aware about the Nirbhaya case that happened in
Yes,
Delhi,
yes.
and as we are discussing about the juvenile, I think the sentencing for the most heinous crimes, that has happened in 2015, where some laws were
Obviously,
amended in regarding of that, and
Exactly.
even in that case also there was one minor who was involved in that kind of heinous crime.
For him only, the definition was changed.
For him changed,
because till then, if you are below 18, you are considered to be a juvenile. But the Justice Verma, I think Justice Verma report came out, and he gave a reasoning that if person is above 16 and he is committing those kind of crime, that means his mentality is there.
His mentality
and even the age is not going to matter much. And he's going to commit. And we all know that at the age of 16, we are well aware of what we are doing. Most of us are. So I think there is nothing wrong with this kind of distinction. And I think in this case as well, the child, I think there is only 4 months left for him to become 18. So I don't think it doesn't matter much. He should be tried as an adult over here.
The one question that raises here, and I would like to question, as we have seen most of the teenagers, and they are doing the acts of the matured person, they want all kind of rights. So if you want all such rights, why you are not able to take the responsibility? Why you are only denying the responsibilities?
Exactly. If you want right, you have certain obligations as well.
Obligations, certainly.
That you have to follow. Only then you will be given rights. So that the most of the people do not understand, and I think with this kind of debate that we are happening, or that we are doing, and all the debates which are happening on news channels, I think more and more people are going to get aware, and they are, and if I think in this particular case, there should be an example which should be set, and if the right example is set, I am sure it is going to dissuade a lot of youngsters from committing the same kind of crime. Even in our own city, although we will not talk about because it is a very sensitive topic. In our own city itself, we have seen recently there was some kind of accident which involved a teenager driving the car. He was racing, I guess. Again, these are all allegations which were put, which is there in the public domain. Although I don't know whether I think the case is still sub judice, so we'll not talk about in detail. But it was an incident where a teenager was driving the car, and because of his overspeeding, he killed 2 school children, and which is in a locality itself. So that again, this case also shows that these things are happening. And that case did not go out of Dhanbad maybe, or did not go out of Jharkhand to that extent. But the case which is there in Pune, it is a national issue right now. And I think if the right kind of action will be taken in this particular case, it is going to set the right kind of example for a lot of other youngsters across India. And it will dissuade them from doing the same.